I really hate it when everything is going so right with the person you're talking to, dating, in a relationship with. And it's always that one thing that switches up the whole mood. Whether it's their ex reaching out, whether you find out they lied to you, any type of thing like that. It's just like the whole thing shifts. And yeah, you can still like them. You can still be in a relationship with them, date them, whatever the case may be. But it's just that one thing that just kind of gives you the ick a little bit. So boom, that's exactly how I felt that time. Seeing that Eric reached out to Harriet once again. I'm thinking that it's over. It's like the more, the time passes by, the deeper in love he falls with her. And I'm not understanding, because there was a point where he was leaving her alone. He wasn't reaching out. Now all of a sudden he wants to confess his love. He wants to meet up. He doesn't care who he loses as long as he don't lose Harriet. How you gonna lose something you ain't got, Playboy? That's me. That's all me, baby. So like I said, for the first time we sitting at the table, I really lose my appetite, because I'm just like, I don't know, man. And it's the fact that Harriet was like, what you want me to do? What you mean what I want you to do? What you been doing? Do you want to do something different? Like, let me know. That's really what I wanted to say. But at this time, I'm just really trying to play it cool, because I myself, I'm in the wrong. Yes, I've still been lying. This is at this point, me and Harriet been dating for 6 months. She still don't know that, my friend P is my best friend, and I went to play basketball with Eric, and I, what I'm saying? I was sent to her on some, just to get you off. Anyway, that's my spill. And I'm just like, dang, I really wanted to, I was just fuming. I was mad. I was irritated for the first time. And that's when I knew that things were starting to change. Harriet keeps going on and on about, man, I wish he would leave me alone. I wish he would stop reaching out. I'm not on that anymore. I would never. I know what I was thinking for doing that for so long. I should have been cut him off. She just won't stop talking about it. And the more she's talking about it, the more upset I'm getting, the more angry I'm getting, the more I'm trying to keep it cool. But it's just all right, enough is enough already. I'm tired of hearing about the man. I didn't even really get good sleep that night. And one thing about me, I always tell myself, if something is still bothering me by the time I wake up the next day, I either need to speak on it or find out what to do with it. If I wake up and I feel like, what, it's not even really worth tripping on, I'm moving about my day. When I woke up, the first thing on my mind was Eric. So you know what? I rolled over to Harriet. I said, you know what? I actually kind of do want you to meet up with him. I just want to see what he going to say. I just want to see how he going to move. I just want to see how he going to play it. I'm like, you did say, he had a girlfriend, right? She's like, yes, they've been together for a while or whatever. I know he has a girlfriend. He always be lying and saying that they don't. But, they live together. She's just telling me the whole spiel. And here I am trying to act oblivious like I don't know. I'm like, oh, are you for real? Wow, this is crazy. Boom, boom. I'm just trying to, play my part the whole time. Everything she's saying is true. Yes, Eric is a liar. Yes, Eric is still talking to my friend, whatever. That's what I'm saying in my head. But I'm like, she's like, are you sure about this? Yes. Text him back and ask him when and where, what time. I'm like, I'll even drive you. I'll give you the solid. She's like, I don't feel comfortable going to meet with him. I don't know what type of time he's on. We haven't talked in a while. I know he's upset because I ghosted him. I haven't been responding. I'm just like, nah, I really want you to meet up with him. I don't know what I was thinking. Y'all already know. Y'all think in the comments be like, well, why? I don't want. Hold on. Did y'all go see the Michael Jackson movie? That was a good part 1. I am really hopeful, and I'm wishing that they drop part 2 around the holidays, Christmas. But it was really... Anyway, Harriet about to meet up with Eric. She's like, okay, what you want me to say? She gave me the phone. It's me texting Eric. I'm just like, hey, yeah, it's a lot that I have to get off my chest too. He's like, oh my God, are you serious? Can we meet today right now? I'm like, nah, I'm about to be at work. I'm not about to miss my bread over some BS. You got to put the bread over the BS, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm like, tell him tomorrow, tomorrow, he can pick the place, whatever he feels comfortable with, whatever the case may be. Let's lock it in. At this point, I'm sick and tired. You're going to have to leave my girl alone. What is there to talk about? Something I don't know? If she haven't talked to you in all this time, what are you still in love with? I don't know. That's just my thought process. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments. If you don't agree with me, again, all I can offer you is a cookie or a small parade. So boom, I go to work and the whole situation's on my mind. I'm going back and forth. Did I make the right decision? Do I need to tell Harriet to call it off? I'm not sure, but it's at the same time, I just really need to know what's going on. I feel like at this point, I'm in the blind. So I'm at work, I'm working, I can't really focus or whatever. Harriet's texting me. She's like, are you sure about this? If not, I have no problem with just keep ignoring him. I don't have a good feeling about this. And I should have took that into consideration. But at that point, I felt like I was being a little selfish. I was just thinking about me. I'm like, I need this type of confirmation. So whether she wants to do it or not, it's either do it or lose it. Lose me. That's just where I was at. I know y'all, I was young. That was very immature. I would not be making those same mistakes and stuff these days. But I'm telling y'all the truth now. I'm putting it on the floor. Get off work. Me and Harriet do what we do. We in the kitchen cooking together. We even, trying to laugh or whatever. But you could tell she on edge. You could definitely tell I'm on edge too. It's tomorrow coming. I'm like Norbert, Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for the day to come. And the day did come. It's the day that Harriet is finally about to meet up with Eric so we can see what's been going on, what he got to say. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going into it ready. I mean, after all, say it with me. What's the worst that can happen? So boom, the girl I've been talking to for the past 6 months is about to meet up with a guy that cannot seem to leave her alone. They've been off and on messing with each other since high school. Years later, she finally cut him off when she met me. And now I feel like I can't take it anymore. I just really want to know what's going on, because the last type of interaction that they had, he hit her up off of a text now number. And for the first time, usually she would just ignore it. She had him blocked or whatever. But she asked me, like, what do you think I should do? And I'm just kind of like, why is it even a thought, you know, when you could have been doing what you're doing? So I'm not going to lie. That kind of rocked me. So anyway, we about to meet up with him. They set up a time and, you know, a place in the area to meet up. And we here now. And all of a sudden, I feel like I'm second guessing everything. Like, did I make the wrong decision? Is it going to be something that hurt my feelings? Maybe I'm being blinded by all the nice stuff that she was doing, because this was a relationship that I feel like was close to perfect. And yeah, I had my moments where I thought maybe this is too good to be true. But ultimately, she was a good person. I felt like I never had to worry. She always reassured me. It was just all cookies and candies. But now that we are here waiting on him to pull up, my stomach is in my back is in my stomach. My stomach is in my toe. Y'all know the saying. So we there, and I could tell she nervous too. It's just kind of like one of those things where she's not really saying what she's really thinking, and I'm not either. I'm trying to put on this front like, oh, I'm not tripping, I don't care, it is what it is. But y'all, I was just really regretting it. The more we was waiting on him to pull up, the more I just wanted to get in the car and go back home, because at this point, what am I doing? It's almost as if I wasn't even thinking about the bad things that could happen. He could pull up, see me, go into a rage, and do something bad to the both of us. Mind you, this is a man. At the end of the day, a woman going up against a man, is not likely that you'll win. And y'all understand what I'm saying. He gave a specific time. At this point, it's almost 30 minutes past that time, and I'm just kind of looking at her. Do you want to go home? Are you over this? I could tell she really didn't want to do it. I'm not going to say I was forcing her, but at the end of the day, like I'm saying, I don't really want to be the one that's in the blind. I feel like if both of y'all here at one time, y'all can't lie. Surely the truth is going to, you know, come out some way, somehow. I remember her starting to cry, telling me she doesn't really want to do this. But y'all have to understand, sometimes people be so in the wrong. They will go to the ends and the ends just to try to prove that they're right. Whole time they be lying. Not saying that she was. I'm just saying there was no way I was leaving without my proof. So where's Eric? Harriet is telling me she doesn't feel right. Something feels off. She has a bad feeling about this. She wants to leave. I tell her we're not leaving. We're not going anywhere until we talk to him face to face, because I need to know exactly what's going on, because at this point, I feel like maybe I'm being blindsided. We start to argue. We're going back and forth. She's like, I don't feel comfortable doing this. And it's easy for you to say, because you're not the one, me, know with your ex. I don't want to talk to him. I don't really want to communicate with him at all. There's really no need for this. All of this is crazy. What if he does this? She even went to telling me about how when things don't go Eric's way, I guess he starts to get aggressive, stuff like that. But I'm just like, I don't really care. We are not leaving. We're going back and forth. I'm telling her, like, you know what? I'm just going to sit in the car. I'll leave you right here. When he pulls up, y'all do y'all thing, because at this point, it's getting way too heated. And this was the first time me and Harriet even had like a heated argument. And for it to be over Eric, y'all know I was mad about that too. I get in the car. I'm pissed off. I'm sitting there. My phone starts to ring. It's my friend Pete. She's blowing my phone up. I look at the phone. Not right now. I don't have time for this. I'm just trying to focus on Harriet and Eric. I'm not sure what my friend Pete wants, but I'm not answering the phone. Kill. She calls me like 3 more times back to back. I don't answer. She finally sends a text. She's like, look, I know you're going to be mad at me when I tell you this, but I made up a text down account, and I was texting that girl Harriet that can't seem to leave Eric alone, and I'm about to meet up with her. She's like, don't be mad. Don't go crazy. I'm just letting you know in case something happens. Wait. So this whole time, I'm thinking we're waiting on Eric, and we're waiting on Harriet, and we're waiting on my friend Pete. No wonder why it's taking so long. Pete takes forever. She says she's on her way. She hasn't even left the house yet. So at this point, my heart is really in my feet, because now we need to leave. I immediately hop out the car, and I'm like, you know what, Harriet? You're right. This isn't cool. If you're uncomfortable doing this, then we need to leave. We don't need to be here. Come on, let's go. I pull her, but Harriet's not moving. She's still stuck right there in place. What are you doing? We need to leave. You don't want to be here, right? She's like, no, you want me to prove a point to you. I'm going to do that. I don't know if you think I'm lying. I don't know if you think I'm not being all the way real with you, but I'm about to prove to you that I don't want this man. I don't like this man. I haven't been talking to this man. All of your questions are about to be answered right now. She's like, I'm not leaving. She pushes me. She snatches her hand back, and we're both standing there. I need to get this girl to leave because P about to pull up, and P is one crazy individual. I'm not sure what'll happen, not let alone if she sees me, but to know that me and Harriet are in cahoots, we can't have that. At this point, me and Harriet outside the car tussling. I'm trying to pull her. She's pushing me off of her. I'm saying we need to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see y'all together. I'm saying anything to try to get her in the car. She is not going. Next thing you know, I'm hearing a car come, because this point is dark. At first, it was like, evening, whatever. The sun is going down. I see a car coming down the road. Lights on bright. And is this P? Am I too late? So boom, that night changed our whole relationship, the whole dynamic. And it was all my fault. I knew that was my best friend's car coming down the road, trying to meet up at the park. It was no longer Eric. I don't know how I missed it. Y'all in the comments like, oh, I been knew. Why y'all ain't tell me? Now, here's a fun fact about my best friend. She cannot see, blind as a bat. She won't wear glasses or contacts. She feel like that's cramping her style. So I knew just from the distance that the car was to where we was at that she didn't know it was us. She probably didn't even see. All she probably saw was like a blurry light. That's how bad her vision is. So one last time, I'm really trying to reason with Harry, like, please, let's just get in the car. This isn't safe anymore. You're right. What if he does bring somebody? What if he brings doing something crazy? What if he, tries to take one of us out? We need to leave right now. I have a bad feeling about this too. Let's go. She was fuming. She was mad. She was living, and rightfully so. If I was her, I would be too, because I felt like I pushed her to the point where she didn't have a choice. She didn't want to do it from the get-go. She's like, nah, I don't care. I want to keep ignoring him, keep him blocked. I don't want to meet up with him. I don't want to see him. To fulfill my own, I don't know what to call it. I know y'all in the comments, y'all to get me together. But I felt like I needed that. I needed to see him. I needed to see her, because me being such an intuitive, I have discernment, okay? My discernment is great. And a lot of times I need to see it in person with my own two eyes just for me to assess the situation. But I should not have put our lives in danger like that. So I'm literally begging on bended knee. I got her, I'm holding her in my arms. I'm like, please, let's just go. Whatever. It's never too late. I don't want to lose my life over this. She's like, okay, but don't ever bring this up again. Do you hear me? Do you understand? I said, yes. Finally, she gets in the car. I speed off like a bat out of hell. Do hell even have bats? Like, where did that come from? Like, who went to hell, saw a bat, and was like, you know what? Like a bat out of hell. Come on, God. Nonetheless, I'm driving off or whatever. Harriet tells me to stop by a gas station. She's like, I need a drink. I need a chaser. Like, at this point, I just want to pretend this night didn't even happen. So, cool. Like, whatever. As long as we not there at the park, as long as my best friend don't see us together and she confronts you and things like that, I'm fine. I pull up to the gas station. Harriet gets out, slams the door so hard I literally vibrate. Like, I was in there twerking. She slammed, like, she was mad. And I get it. I totally understand 100%. But it's just, I couldn't let it go down like that. Next thing you know, my best friend starts blowing up my phone. I see Harriet kind of looking around for what she wants. So I know I have a little time to answer the phone. So I'm like, what's up? She's like, man, that girl's so scary. She didn't even show. This is crazy. I'm going out my way just to get my answers and stuff. And she said she would be there. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just, whew. I know she's not lying because I too was there. My best friend P on the phone going on and on about how it ain't over yet, this, and that. She's like, I'm going to get her. She probably think that she made a fool out of me, had me getting ready and getting dressed and using my gas out there. And y'all, at that point, gas was cheap. Gas is $557 right now, and I don't know what we going to do, but let's all get together and pray about it. So I'm on the phone. I'm like, dang, you should just leave it alone. Her not showing should have gave you a sign. Like, sometimes you just got to take the high road. She is not, if anything, her not seeing Harriet tonight just sent her into a whole nother orbit. She was on a whole nother level. She's like, nah, I'm going to get her. I'm going to have my conversation. I'm going to put hands on her. Whatever needs be, I'm going to do it. She can keep running, but she can't run forever. I see Harriet, paying the cashier. She's now on her way back to the car. So I'm like, all right, well, my mama calling. I don't know if it's just me, but if I want you off my phone, sometimes I'm going to almost always use the hold on my mama on the other line because, people, you ain't going to say, it's my mama. You got to make some move. She come first or whatever. So I'm like, all right, like, I'll hit you back later. She like, all right, bet. Harriet gets back in the car and I can feel the heat coming out of her body. Like, she is so mad. I'm trying to talk. She's not really responding. She's being very short with me, very dry with me. I'm like, Harriet, I do apologize. I'm being very apologetic. She's like, it's cool. I'm like, well, I can see that you feel some type of way. She's like, I'm fine. I'm like, well, when we get home, whatever, we can put some movies on, whatever. She's like, K? We not texting. What you mean, K? Mind you, Harriet is a chatty patty. She's very talkative. She's always meow, 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 meow. So to see her like this, mind you, that was her first time ever doing me like this. And I know it's not about me in this moment, but I felt some type of way. I'm like, come on, Harriet. Like, I basically saved our lives. You was going to stand out there and wait for whoever to come up. I'm like, what if they would have showed up together and jumped you? She's like, I'm not worried about anything because I'm with you. I know you would never let that go down. And rightfully so, because stop playing like that. No matter what I did, no matter what I said, Harriet continued to give me the cold shoulder the whole night. I'm apologizing, I'm begging, I'm pleading, I'm trying to get close to her. She is just so off me. She is so turned off. She's not even feeling none of that. And I'm just like, well, why are you so, I don't understand why you're so mad. And she finally starts yelling. She's like, you forced me. You made me do this. We get up. We finally go out there. We've been waiting for almost 2 hours. And now all of a sudden you want to leave. I just don't understand why. Like, what changed your mind all of a sudden? In that very moment, I said, you know what? It's time to tell her. I could tell that this is very frustrating her. I could tell that this is hurting her. I low-key tired of living a lie. I'm tired of I just really want to put it all out. So here we go. The moment a lot of y'all been waiting for, it's finally time for me to tell a girl that I've been dating for over 6 months that the only reason why I pursued her in the first place was because my best friend told me to go after her in hopes that we could just get her off of my best friend's boyfriend. And I gotta let her know. A lot of y'all in the comments like, what was you thinking? Why didn't you been tell her? You had so much time and opportunity, and I get that. But something like this, as far as me, and I try to handle problems like I would. Once I tell this girl this, I'm gonna lose her. I really liked Harriet / love her. Y'all know it won't take me long thing about it. But it's like, I didn't really want to ruin our bond or what we had because honestly, I'm glad that I did pursue her. I didn't know that she was gonna be my type, whatever the case may be. And now I'm sitting here trying to figure out what should I say first. Like, how can I make this to the point where she's going to be like, oh, you know, I just didn't, it was a million things running through my head and I'm just standing there. She's like, well, talk. It's almost as if Harriet knew that I was holding something back from her. She's like, I knew something was off. I knew something wasn't right. I don't know what it is. I can't really put my finger on it, but you're just way too invested. And then 1 minute you're saying you don't care, but like, I need to know what's going on. Like, can you tell me? Can you fill me in? I just know that there's something. She kept saying, I just know. And she was right. That women's institution, one thing about it, you can't play with that women's institution, baby. So I tried to start off slow. Like, you know, Harriet, we've been kicking it for some time now. I've loved every minute of it. This. And she's like, I don't want to hear that. Like, oh, so she really want to get straight to the point. And I'm trying to let her know, soften her up, because honestly, I feel like you need to know exactly how I feel about you before I drop the bomb. So I instantly go into panic mode. I'm like, Harriet, it's nothing that you think that is. Like, I promise you, I really tried to refrain from doing all of this. I felt like I was too deep in when I finally noticed. I always wanted to tell you. I feel like, yes, every other day you gave me the opportunity to come clean. I don't know why I sat back on this so long. Yo, she's like, Starion, let me know exactly what's going on. I don't want to hear it. In other words, land the plane. I wasn't landing the plane. I was still in the sky, just flying around. Harriet wanted the plane on the ground. She wanted to get straight to the point. So let's do it. Once I realized I can't drag this out anymore, once I realized she doesn't even want to hear it, I'm like, okay, so when we first met and I'm getting it out and somebody knock on the door, thank goodness. And it's like, okay, is it a pizza delivery guy, somebody with the wrong address? I don't care who it is, as long as it's enough for distracting for me to try to get myself together, for me to try to, like, you know, calm Harriet down, because I feel like my message would have been received better if she was just a little bit calm. She was on edge. So I'm like, who's at the door? She's like, I don't know, go see. So, you know, by me being the man in the house, for real, by me being the man in that house or whatever, I go check the door. That's what she wanted me to do. And at this point, Harriet could have told me to go jump off the moon. And I would have did that if that meant for me and her to still be in good graces. So I'm walking towards the door. And I don't even say who it is, because I'm the type of person where I just like to look through the peephole. So I looked through the peephole, and you could tell somebody was covering it up. So I'm like, are you expecting anybody, whatever? She's like, no, who is it? I'm like, I don't know. So she was like, hold on, maybe one of my relatives or something popping up on me. Like, let me go get my phone. Harriet goes into the other room to go get her phone. My phone is still on the couch, so I just kind of grab my phone. I don't know why. Like, do I need to call 911? Whatever. I just like to be ready. I see a text from my best friend P and say, LOL, I know you're going to think I'm really crazy after this, but I don't care. But why I'm finna pull up to her house. That's it. That's P on. That's P on the other side. So I hurried up and text back. I was like, what you mean? I was like, you at her house right now? And as soon as I sent my message, she had her red receipts on. You could tell she read it. The bubbles popping up. And she was like, yeah, I'm knocking on her door. Nobody's answering, though. You knocking on the same door. Like, so I'm on the other side of the door. You on the other side of the door. You at Harriet's house. I'm at Harriet's house. Harriet is at Harriet's house. At this point, I just wanted to blurt it out. But also, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with the safety. So I'm like, just you, or is it you and Eric? She's like, Eric doesn't know anything about this. If he knew, he would really cut me off and stop talking to me, whatever the case, blah, blah, blah. She was like, but I'm going to keep knocking on the door until she answered, because I see her car outside. I don't know if my friend P was just so high off the adrenaline that she didn't even notice that my two, Starion, please give it up. I too was parked outside, but she completely just disregarded my vehicle, and she was worried about Harry. She's like, I know somebody, like, she's texting me as she's knocking. She keeps knocking. Harry just like, I mean, who is it? Why aren't they saying who is it? I'm like, is it your relatives, babe? Did you tell somebody that's gonna come over, whatever? I'm like, maybe you should call the police. But like, I'm whispering to her, but I'm like, I don't know who that is. They're covering the peephole though, so that's not safe. So Harriet's walking towards the door and she has her hand like on a knob. So I swipe her hand back. I'm like, what are you going to do? Open the door? Like, that's not safe. We don't know who it is. Don't open the door. She's like, well, I don't know who it is. Them saxophones so loud at this point. I'm going to be deaf after the saxophones get done playing because I don't know what to do. I'm hot. I feel like I'm about to pass out. I'm like, Harriet, don't open the door. You know, I don't got the master tool on me. I don't got the pew-pew on me. You don't even really have no sharp knives in the kitchen. She had butter knives. Who don't got at least one good knife in the kitchen? Harriet. So me and Harriet going back and forth, like sort of in a whisper. I don't know how Pete didn't hear us on the other side of the door. So finally, Harriet was like, watch out, let me see. She's like, who is it? She says it really loud. Pete yells back to the door and was like, open the door and find out. This wasn't my first time getting caught up, but it was definitely the first time where I thought to myself, this is going to end bad. All the other times I'm thinking, they're going to yell, scream, call me out my name, call me everything but a child of God. May even get a little physical. But this time, I wasn't prepared for real. Me and Harriet in the house. Harriet just asked, who was this? On the other side of the door is my best friend P, and she said, open the door and see. Harriet immediately looked at me, lost it confused. I'm trying my best to have a poker face and be like, what? Wait, what's going on? Because I'm not trying to blow my cover either. I know it's selfish, but at the same time, I still wasn't ready to let Harriet know. Not like this. I was just about to tell her, but with P being on the other side of the door, I'm not sure what type of time is she on, but I can only assume if you show up to somebody's house, it's not really just to talk. You ready to fight. You better be. Harriet is in complete utter shock. I'm sitting here trying to be in shock, and on the other side of the door, you can still hear P repeating, open the door and see. If you want to know who it is, open the door and see. And you could tell Harriet is trying to listen to see if she can recognize the voice. And me knowing the voice, I'm just like asking Harriet, who is it? Who is it? Knowing who it is, I know it's wrong, but at the same time, I can't blow my cover. Only 30 seconds passed. I felt like we were standing there for 30 days. And you could hear on the other side of the door where P was standing, a guy was like, man, what you doing? Why you on this? All right, I'm never going to talk to you again. Bet. I'm realizing this Eric voice. So I immediately try to start talking over him. I start trying to talk loud to Harriet so that Harriet doesn't recognize it's Eric. Because I'm sure, they've been dealing with each other since high school. She'll know his voice if she hears him. And if Eric is outside, it's only okay for her to assume that P is outside. And again, my cover is blown, but not yet. You could faintly hear Eric and P arguing, like going back to their cars or whatever the case may be. And me and Harriet just looking at each other. But Harriet is kind of looking at me as if I'm the enemy too. She starts backing away from me. I'm like, what's going on? Do you know who that was? Whatever. She's like, no, but I kind of have a pretty good idea. My heart dropped to my feet, through the floor, all the way down the hill at this point. Harriet is pacing around the kitchen. I'm just standing there. I don't know if I should still be looking shocked. I don't know if I should still be looking confused. At this point, I have been carrying this lie for so long. I'm just kind of lost in the sauce. So I'm steady asking her, like, Harriet, what's going on? Who do you think that was? Why is someone showing up? Because mind you, it was late at night. I'm like, why is someone showing up at your house? This has never happened before. I'm like, are you beefing with anybody? I'm just trying to get a little bit of information out of her. And she's like, no, this isn't even about me. It's about you, Starion. Me? So, of course, I immediately go into defense mode. I know I was wrong. But she's like, yeah, I feel like that's a girl that maybe you was talking to or cheating on me with. And they showed up to my house to let me know that, they're the other girl. I'm like, what? Although that was a lie, that's something I can cling on to a little bit, or at least she's thrown off. As long as she didn't think that was my best friend P on the other side of the door, and as long as P didn't realize that I was inside the house, I was killed. So killed. I'm like, Harriet, I'm not talking to nobody else. I would never, cheat on you. We've been doing great. I don't need nobody. I'm trying to just reassure her. She's like, nah, that's exactly what it is. That's why you've been acting so weird. You've been acting funny. She's like, I noticed lately when you're on your phone, you kind of turn it where I won't see. You've been all nervous and jumpy lately. Like you've been on edge, this and that. I feel like you just started treating me different. And now I know why, because it's another woman in the picture. Poor Harriet, you're all I want. I really wish that me and you could run off together, just me and you. I don't want nobody else. I keep reassuring her. She's like, I need to find out who that is. Like, you need to tell me. I'm like, Harriet, I can't tell you because I don't know. I'm not messing with anyone. I'm not, I'm studying, explaining to her. And she's like, okay, fine. I was like, do you believe me? She says, no. Let me see your phone. And she reaches her hand out. Now, y'all know, maybe y'all don't, but like when I'm with somebody, I'm faithful, boy. When I'm not in a relationship, I'm a whole fool and a half. I was not cheating on Harriet. I wasn't studying no girl. I wasn't texting no girls. But who was in that phone? My best friend P. And the messages of her telling me, hey, I'm showing up to her house. I'm right outside her house. The whole thing. And back then, I didn't delete messages. Like I still have stuff back from 2015. That's over 10 years ago. So it's just like, I don't know how to tell you that no, I'm not cheating on you, and no, it's not no other girl, but at the same time, I cannot let you see this phone. No way, no how. So she asked me again. This time she stepped closer to me. She's like, Starian, let me see your phone. You're not talking to anyone. You want to reassure me. You want to give me the confidence that it's just me and you. Then let me see your phone, because that's the only way. Because no way has ever happened to me before. You must be dealing with somebody else. How did they know where I live? Did you bring them to my house? She just started throwing out all type of accusations. But never did you think it was that crazy man, Eric, that one has already been in her house because she told me so. Two, you know that he's like been blowing you up and stuff like that. Like, she never thought it was him. She just literally just beelined it straight for me. At this point, she wasn't even trying to wait any longer. She goes around me, heads to the living room, and she's looking for my phone. She's throwing the couch pillows everywhere. She's looking. She's like, where is your phone? I need to see your phone. And I'm like, Harriet, calm down. Like, let's talk about this. It's not that. I just feel like it's an invasion of privacy. I just started saying anything off the top. I start quoting Instagram quotes. I'm like, if we're not going to trust each other, then we might as well not be together, because the trust is the brick of the foundation. Whatever. Y'all, she wasn't hearing none of that. Matter of fact, she turned around real fast, and I felt like she was about to backhand me. Hold on, Harriet. She starts telling me to stop talking. She don't want to hear nothing I gotta say. If I'm not trying to show her her phone, if I'm not trying to show her my phone, I might as well just go ahead and leave. This, and that. Mind you, I'm not used to her treating me like this. Yes, I deserve it. I'm not gonna even play that. I'm gonna take accountability. But at the same time, Harriet, who are you? Now, my phone is sitting, she had like a little table right by the door where you come in the house, you put your keys in, like maybe even the remote, stuff that you don't want to lose. It was like a little bowl that she had made or whatever. So my phone was sitting right in that. Next thing you know, I see my phone light up while Harriet is still, searching through the couch pillows, the cushions and stuff. I'm like, man, somebody calling my phone. But my phone is on vibrate and you can't hear it. So the coast is clear for right now. I'm like, all right, I'm going to tell Harriet I'm going to leave. I'm going to grab my phone and just leave out the door. Easy, squeezy, lemon, peasy, cat. Harriet continues to ask me, where's your phone? Where's your phone? Why are you hiding your phone? Your phone is always in plain sight. I don't understand this. She starts crying, and y'all, the crying is breaking me down. I'm just like, Harriet, please, let's talk about this. Harriet finds a remote between the couch and she throws the remote. I duck. Gotcha, stop playing. So while I'm getting up from my duck, I noticed that Harriet turns around and she indeed see my phone lighting up, because whoever was calling me back to back to back to back. She goes, she picks up the phone and she says, who's P and why is she calling you this late? Oh, brother. I'm trying to figure out my lie, because it's P stand for my primary care doctor. P stand for my Aunt Patricia. If you're watching, shout out to you. Does P stand for the parking attendant? I don't know what to say, but I need to say something quick because she's looking for an answer. While I'm standing there looking like a lump on a log, she's like, you know what? I'm over it. She answers the phone. Hello? My volume was turned up so loud, you could tell that whatever was in peace in the background, I don't know if it was loud music, I don't know what was going on, but Harriet says again, hello, who is this?